anytime during the show. Type Spectrum, leave a space, type in your contribution and name, then send it to 7197. Your views, our interviews on Spectrum, Radio 1 FM 90.
Hello, a very warm welcome. You tuned into Spectrum on Radio 1. My name is Edmund, Kizito, your host. On Spectrum tonight, why is DP President Norbert Mao blaming Dr Kiiza Besigye and the 4GC group for the unending wrangles in DP? The Democratic Party is facing yet another trying time, with the party president risking the wrath of young party members who are organizing a delegates conference for the Uganda Young Democrats, or UID. The delegates conference by UID to elect new leaders starts tomorrow, but the Democratic Party president today issued a warning, stressing that organizers will face disciplinary action if they go ahead with these plans. The organizers say that contrary to public opinion, UID is actually autonomous and not a DP youth wing or a party organ under the control of the party leadership. The Mao leadership has suffered from factionalism and internal squabbles that continue to weaken the party, with some members questioning his leadership. Mao has instead blamed the latest disharmony on Dr Kiiza Besigye and the 4GC group, whom he accuses of strategizing and funding a DP faction known as SUVI. This group advises Mao to deal with issues that are driving away party members. This development comes at a time when the opposition is silently discussing a proposal by Mao that the opposition fields a single candidate for the 2016 presidential elections. Mao is considered as a possible coalition candidate, but others say he cannot be trusted, following suggestions that he has connections with the current government. Others say that he must first be accepted by his own party members and also demonstrate leadership abilities by bringing order to the Democratic Party, which is now only revered for being the oldest party in Uganda. So tonight we ask, why is Mao blaming Dr Besigye and the 4GC for these internal DP wrangles? Also, why is the DP opposing the planned Uganda Young Democrats Delegates Conference? How about claims by the organizers that the DP has no power over UID? Besides, we'll ask the question, how serious are reports that Mao is leading discussions for a single opposition candidate in 2016? Our guest, expected guest is Honorable Norbert Mao, President General of the Democratic Party. We expect him to join us for this show shortly. Now, looking at the background to this, the leadership wrangles have deepened. The Uganda Young Democrats are launching their delegates conference tomorrow at the Mandela National Stadium. Norbert Mao, the party president, says they are being funded by Dr Besigye under the 4GC and the SUVI group. SUVI is the Mengo-leaning political activist group, apparently, and Dr Mao has in the past had exchanged very sharp words with Dr Besigye, leader of the FDC. We invited Dr. Honorable Mao. He said he would come. We're still waiting for him to show up. We've been calling him the whole afternoon. He's not been able to pick his phone, even though he had confirmed earlier. We still expect him to join us. In the meantime, we'll talk to some of the people within that party. Now, some of the dynamics are that the Democratic Party said they'll undertake disciplinary action against these party members. There are 8 that have been singled out. These include Luwero woman MP. Some of them were originally very close to Norbert Mao, but have now moved far away from him, apparently, in ideology. One of them is Luwero woman MP Brenda Nabukenya. Another is Deputy Kampala Deputy Lord Mayor Suleiman Chidandala. The Deputy Publicity Secretary General of the party is Vincent Mayanja. The Deputy Publicity Secretary Kenneth Paul Kakande. The Secretary of the Uganda Young Democrats Sam Moyizi, and Mr. John Mary Sewufu, among others. Norbert Mao has in the past accused and attacked Dr Besigye, saying he's the cause of his problems in his own party. In the last election in 2011, several political parties wanted to come together under one umbrella and have a joint flag bearer. DP said they would not join, saying that would weaken them instead. DP is one of the oldest parties in the country, having been founded in 1954. It has been led at different times by Dr. Paul Semogerere. One time it was led by Dr. Yusuf Chinonderule. Now it is led by Honorable Norbert Mao, a former member of parliament, former LC5 chairman in Gulu, once touted as a young firebrand ideologue capable of leading this country. Right now, they are accusing him of being very, very close to the current government. This is the third time we invited Norbert Mao, and he has not come to this show. The third time he's been invited, the third time he said he's coming, and the third time he's failed to come. The delegates conference for the Uganda Young Democrats starts tomorrow. The Uganda Young Democrats say they are separate from the DP mainstream. They are the group of youths that replaced the mobilizers group of the 1980s and very early 90s, which was the party responsible for recruiting young people, young new energy into the political party. Now, Norbert Mao says the UID is funded by Dr. Kiiza Besigye. He says the delegates conference of the Uganda Young Democrats is also funded by Dr. Besigye, and he has said that Dr. Besigye and 4GC should stop meddling in the activities of other political parties. He says he has information indicating that these are the people who are funding some of his youths. That means the Uganda Young Democrats. You will be able to call in and contribute to this discussion. We are still trying to get Honorable Norbert Mao. If he doesn't show up, like he has not shown up on the last two occasions, we've invited him to this show and he has confirmed, we'll talk to somebody else from that political party. In the meantime, we'll ask you to call in and tell us what you think about these wrangles, which appear to have torn the party down the middle. Well, some people think it has not really torn the party down the middle. They think only the leader has been isolated from the mainstream supporters, people who are probably in the party long before he joined it. So you will be able to call in shortly. I'll read out the numbers now. 0414 348 111, 0312 260390, 0312 261 390. This is Spectrum on Radio 1. Our numbers, I'll read them out again. 0414 348 111, 0312 260390, 0312 261 390. I was saying that let's hear from the listeners as we try to get somebody else to talk to us on the show. Let's hear from you. You can call in now on those numbers that I've just read. You can also send a text message to 7197. That is Spectrum message, question or comment. Send it to 7197. I was saying the delegates conference of the UID, that's the Uganda Young Democrats of the Democratic Party, kicks off tomorrow. Spectrum, hello. Very well, thanks. How are you? Yes, Mr. Mlenga. Thank you. Spectrum, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir, your name?
Yes,
good evening, sir, your name?
This is
Yes, Mr.
Kasher.
Kasher.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for that program. I'm not surprised, Edmund, that Mr. Mao has not turned out your invitation. If you look at the that is going on in DP, it shows that in DP there is a serious leadership structure. And from the beginning, some of us, when we have been telling you for the last many years, that we are lacking credible political leaders in this country, especially people who are interested in the top leadership of this country, your positions. Do you know that Edmund, this organization you are seeing, it symbolizes what the failing of opposition in Uganda? Guess what? You need not to debate about this. The NRM will continue challenging any opposition, political opposition in Uganda. Why? So long as the opposition continue fighting each other. And this is what we want. So, Edmund, don't be surprised that the continuous harassment of fellow politicians by Dr. Kiiza Besigye is not new.
strong words there from Mr. James Kasha. Instead, it's the third time Dr. Honorable Mao has failed to show up on the show after confirming he was coming previously. The third time we invited him, the third time he's turned out. He's down. Spectrum, hello? Yes, your name? Good evening, sir. Your name? Yes, Julius.
Now, the total disorganization you see in these parties is one of administrative space. The problem that is in the political area in Uganda is having political leaders who are not politically trained. Just getting a person from the youth qualification when was a teacher, was whatever, because he can stand there and someone wins the vote, then he becomes the leader, so and so and so. Now, when you study the background of these people, the so-called SES, the so-called IFAO, the so-called whatever, and you look at their political history, really, how can he run and put the big opposition which has been living for how many years, like DP, like FDC, where are you putting it? Now, you just look at how many scholars we have now. You have invited him 3 times, turning it down. Then what you have said, would he fit on the same table with the UID? What would he do? That's a person who cannot even do the running your family. So we must have political leaders who are politically trained. We just don't just say people from somewhere and we come and call them so and so because they can use it as president. Mao is the incompetent leader. He cannot put DP anywhere. That's the thing we should know. If UID have decided what to be fighting, let me see them what they're fighting out of DP. But otherwise, Mao is the leader.
All right. Julius Kutabara. Spectrum, hello? As I said earlier, this is Spectrum on Radio 1 tonight. Why is DP President Norbert Mao blaming Dr. Kiiza Besigye and the 4GC group for the unending wrangles in that party? UID holds a delegates conference tomorrow and Thursday. Spectrum, hello? Hello?
Hello, my name is John Taylor.
Yes, John?
I do not agree with the fact that the opposition is actually losing votes. It is actually on the right course, which has always been voted. Our opposition has always lacked agenda, has always lacked consistency, and does not have what to deliver to the people. So the blame game is actually looking for justification for the failures that have persisted for the last 27 years. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, well, I was saying earlier, the UID will be holding their delegates conference tomorrow and Thursday, the day after. DP President Norbert Mao says they are funded by Dr. Kiiza Besigye. He says he uses the 4GC and Subi to fund them. UID say they are semi-autonomous from the DP. They can hold their own elections without recourse to the mainstream political parties. Mao has said Honorable Mao has said he's going to fire these people from the party and their positions if they go ahead and hold these elections. Some of the people he has threatened include Luero woman MP Brenda Nau Kenya, Deputy Lord Mayor of Kampala Suleiman Chidendala, Deputy Publicity Secretary of the party Vincent Mayanja, Deputy Publicity Secretary of Kenneth Kakandi as well, Secretary UID Sam Moise and John Mary Sebufu, among others. These ones say they will go ahead, they will ignore him, they are not necessarily part of the DP. They've accused him of working very closely with the current government, and they say they don't trust him anymore to be DP president. So they've decided to ignore him, regardless of what he says. Dr. Besigye has denied claims that he is funding this rebellion deep inside of the DP, especially among the young people. UID took over from the mobilizers group that was once led by Mr. Michael Kagwa, which was the first major internal opposition against President Yoweri Museveni. In 1992, they called a rally at the city square, which was dispersed with APCs and personnel carriers of the police, helicopters hovering overhead, and policemen cordoning off that center. You can call it now. Our number 0414-348-111, 031-226-0390, 031-226-1390. Some people have said, this UID group has said that Norbert Mao is trying to front a coalition of the different opposition parties, so he can't be the flag bearer. They say he believes that he's the non-polarizing candidate best suited for that position for 2016. Spectrum, hello. Yes, sir, your name? Desire, please speak out. Yes, Desire. Yes, Desire, please go on.
I am actually approved by the previous caller. I didn't want to the opposition to connect. But I would say is that the opposition facing the challenge one of the poverty of the land, and two, lack of understanding of some political leaders. Children back to poverty, they're easily compromised. I would not like to say that the Honorable Mao has been compromised, but he acts like he has, because what of every Kakani gentlemen by the community. But for now, to the test of time, the particular ideology of the Democratic Party. I am really very great. And everything that the legislators today is their time wasting great people. And now, and every person could be organizing that looking, studying the situation and deal with the opposition other than letting go of the KPI of an alternative government. Thank you, everyone.
Well, then, Desire, thank you very much indeed. Spectrum, hello.
Hello,
Yes, sir, your name?
how are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Okay.
Yes?
My name is Harrison Obote.
Come again?
My name is Harrison Obote.
Yes, Harrison Obote.
Well, to cut everything short, the problem within the DPE is just tribalism. It is nothing all about, it is only tribalism. And if they don't correct that, it is not going to help, and the issue will go down, will sink down forever and ever. If they don't correct it, that is the major problem they are going to face. Because now they are looking at that Mao is coming from the other side of northern Uganda and he cannot correct the DB. DB is actually full of the Baghdad, and if you look at the structure right now, how many people have you mentioned which come from east, north, or west of Uganda? Thank you right now that if they don't correct them, if they don't lead in fallacy.
Hello? Harrison, we seem to have lost you there.
Hello?
We are joined right now by Mr. Vincent Mayanja, one of the people targeted by Mr. Norbert Mao. Vincent, you're welcome to Spectrum tonight.
Thank you, Edmund.
Well, you are threatened with being fired from your positions by Honorable Norbert Mao. What are you going to do?
That I'm being threatened?
Well, he says he's going to fire if you go ahead with the delegates conference tomorrow. Why are you opposing your party president?
Well, first of all, Norbert Mao is not a party. The party is made up of different organs, and one of them is the National Executive Committee. And in the last meeting I attended of the National Executive Committee, there was nothing like a resolution that really talks about the UID delegates conference. But what is more important that you have raised in that program is that there are accusations that the UID delegates conference is being funded by the, is it 4GC, how do you call it?
4GC, yes?
I think.
Yes?
The Kiiza Besigye.
Yes?
Among one of the leaders of the Uganda, I handed over to another generation in 2006. But recently they invited me, they asked me, and I accepted to be the chairman of the electoral commission.
Oh,
going to have a delegate conference. Definitely the delegate conference of the Uganda Young Democrats is never sanctioned by anybody because Uganda Young Democrats is a semi-autonomous organization. But if I go back to the issue that really is funding UID, I can appreciate and know why some leaders in the Democrats are saying that. Why they are saying that? Because they think that when you say that, you are mobilizing people who can stop the delegate conference of UID. Because by saying that, you are mobilizing the police. That's why you saw that when he was making that announcement, they deployed the police and they gathered him as was making the announcement. And it was really not very much why a leader of an opposition political party could really stand in ready for hands and then bring police to guard him to pass on the message. You know, it is very disturbing. But of course, those are not governments. They have been in the Democratic Party before. They will continue being there. But definitely those who are clear-headed and who have the agenda on their notebooks, they will definitely continue doing what is right for the Democratic Party.
All right.
I want just to really advise the president.
Oh, Mr. Manager, maybe
for the proper organs of the party to convene, then bring this case, it will be listened to, and the decision will be taken instead of making unilateral announcements that have no real basis whatsoever, and that are embarrassing him as a person.
all right, let's go for a break. This time that Mr. Besigye, I would like to hear a little bit more about that. This is Spectrum. We're going for a break. We'll be back. Do stay tuned, Mr. Do stay with us, Mr. Besigye. We'll talk to you again once we get back.
Communications Commission invites entries for the 3rd ASIA Awards, scheduled for June the 7th, 2013. Visit www.ucc.co.ug/awards for information on the categories and criteria. Deadline for entries is April the 30th, 2013. ASIA, ICT Innovation for National Development.
So I'm chilling at home with my crew. The boys are waiting to watch the game on the telly, but the chicks want to go to the beach. So how do we play it? I glance across the room. Eye contact is made. A plan is hatched. Pete will get some sand. Lots of it. Jeff will take care of the deco, Tim the entertainment, and I the clubs. And so we bring the beach to the apartment. If we can't go to the beach, we bring the beach to us. It's just how we do.
It's not about where you're at, it's the difference you bring. Get a fresh take on things. Club is brewed longer for easier drinking, brewed slower for great taste. Club, tastefully different. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Sunlight, it's freshness that stays with you all day. The fragrance that lasts. Try the new range of Sunlight 2-in-1 washing powders for sensational cleaning and all-day fragrance.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90.
Welcome back on Spectrum tonight. Why is DP President Norbert Mao blaming Dr. Kiiza Besigye and the 4GC group for their unending grumbles in that party? We're joined on when Honorable Norbert Mao was supposed to join us. He's the President General of that party. Supposed to join us on this show. He said he would come, then eventually we are unable to get him. It's the 3rd time that is happening. But we are joined now by Mr. Vincent Mayanja, Deputy Secretary General. You're welcome once again, Mr. Mayanja.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so some people think your party is very tribalistic. What are you going to do about that?
The party is what?
Very tribalistic. A caller called in earlier and said, Harrison Obote, you said your problem is a tribal problem in the DP. How do you understand that?
Well, whoever does that, makes that conclusion doesn't know the history of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is not tribalistic. As a matter of fact, in 1960s, when everybody crossed from the opposition to the UPC side, this information, but I want to tell listeners that I visit Mayanya headed his campaign as the leader of the Democratic Party in 2010. And I want to tell you that I knew that he was not from Uganda when I took him up. And therefore, you cannot say that I'm doing that because I'm politic. But why I'm doing that, we joined parties to achieve certain goals.
Yes.
Supported Norbert Mao as leader of the Democratic Party because I told you that he was the best among those who stood to be elected as the leader of the Democratic Party.
Well,
I didn't look at his tribe, his religion, his height. I didn't look at all that. I
Right.
looked at him as a person who was capable of doing the job. Unfortunately, it seems that I was mistaken because he has proved all and again that he is not up to the task. He has failed to do many things that we expect of a leader, and that's why maybe he's feeling very insecure. That's why he's got double this commotion in the party. But I can assure you that commotion will not kill the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party will remain good. The Democratic Party will remain focused on the mission, which is about bringing about real change in this country, which is about stopping corruption in this country, which is about being the voice of the voiceless in this country. That's the role of the Democratic Party, and we are going to continue championing that with Mr. Mao. Therefore, you should not really personalize this. It's not about his tribe. As a matter of fact, the people who campaigned for him, very few of them were coming from his tribe. Very many of them were coming from different regions in this country. And therefore, nobody can turn around and say we are fighting him because of his tribe. This party has really gone through blessing.
all right.
But the problem now, especially, is
Yes.
about really trust. Is it trustworthy? He's talking about disciplining members, but I think it's the very first who should go to the disciplinary committee.
Why do you want to discipline him?
Gentlemen,
What has he done?
of course, on several occasions, we have organized activities that he's supposed to attend, and he never attends.
Oh,
People use their resources to mobilize people, and they expect the president to come.
and he doesn't show up.
And then he drives around, planning this one or the other. It's nothing.
Maybe he's a busy man. We invited him here 3 times and he can't come. Maybe he's an extremely busy person.
Now you invite an opposition member who is definitely, who needs the publicity, and he doesn't come to your program 3 times, and you think that he's a serious politician. That's our dilemma as the Democratic Party, and definitely I will remain on this course because I feel that he's going astray, he's misleading this party, and we cannot allow him to do that.
Mr. Besigye, we know that you campaigned feverishly for him in the last election, and eventually he carried the day together with many of the other young people that you led. What are you going to do?
Come again, Edmund, I didn't get you.
We know that you campaigned feverishly for him in the last election before he became party president. The first party president, I believe, from our region, from the northern Uganda, and then eventually he became president. Now you're going away from him. Why do you abandon him? Is it that bad?
No, I'm not abandoning him. I'm abandoning his ways. He's still the president of the party. I'm not abandoning him, but he has abandoned the mission. The mission that was entrusted to him was the mission to deliver the Democratic Party to where it must be. And he has failed that. He has dismally performed as far as that is concerned. And definitely he should not blame anybody. He should blame himself. And for me, I think he should really refocus. He should calm down and talk to people instead of going public on things that are not necessary really. We have already said that he has failed to come to you 3 times.
He's a busy man.
If an opposition leader is called to a 1-hour program to reach out to the electorate, to talk about the party, to talk about the country 3 times, and he does not run out.
He's a busy man.
On that person,
His office is across the road from here. He doesn't need a helicopter, but he's a busy man. We understand.
let me tell you, Edmund, it's not on you. Even the people here, they fighted him several times, and he can't stand down.
Come again?
Continue like that.
Come again on that?
Democratic Party, and then we move forward.
So what do you think is the problem? Some people think it's close to the NRM. Is that something you think as well?
Well, we have one sessions where we are creating him about his association with his associates in India and the Mao Powers. We have several times sat with him, known him, and we are questioning whether he's still with this. We have in the struggle or he has a part of this struggle, and that's up to him to decide that we shall definitely report to the members that this is what this is the setup for in the Democratic Party. And in fact, they are.
So what's going to happen tomorrow? You've called off your election or what?
No, of course, I'm the chairman of the Electoral Commission of the Ugandan Democrats to serve, and I'm starting tomorrow. We are going to welcome delegates from all over the country, and we shall be there to elect new leaders of the young organizations, and whoever really wants any position in the Ugandan Democrats should go and subject himself to the mandate of the Delegates Conference of UID. That's what we do. That's a civilized way of doing it. Instead of calling for Norbert Mao, going around, finding people whom we picked up, I don't know from where, and he says this is the entire leadership of UID. We found the UID not to do such things. We found the UID and we said it is going to be the standard of democratic principles. That's why we have one of our slogans, sowing seeds of democracy. Calling and pronouncing yourself as leaders does not really depict you as a Democrat. It depicts you as somebody else. And therefore, tomorrow I encourage all delegates to turn up in big numbers, come to the UID Delegate Conference. We shall be there, and we shall definitely be free and fair.
So you're the equivalent of Engineer Badru Chigunu. Do you have a clean voters register? So you booked the hotel rooms. How many are they? How many people are coming?
We have about 650 delegates who are coming in.
650 delegates.
They will be joined with the current National Executive Committee of UID, and then they will form the electoral college.
So what is the role of UID in the Democratic Party exactly? What do you do as UID?
UID is like a seed just a national event. We just recruit people, come and tell them about democracy, but when they come and they know about this talk about democracy, about human rights, about what Uganda requires, we always encourage them to join the Democratic Party. And I can assure you that many people in the Democratic Party leadership have gone through the UID, including Norbert Mao himself, including many other people, including many members of parliament. They have gone through the Uganda and the Democratic Party. We are naturally based for the Democratic Party. Well, there are some who have come through UID and they ended up somewhere else, but the majority have remained the Democratic Party.
So what do the elders of the party, Dr. Paul Kawanga Semogere, Sebana Kizito, what do they say about this split within the parties? Dr. Semogere, for instance, what does he think about this?
Well, I think he should really be organizing whatever he is to see that this is happening. But of course, I want to assure Dr. Semogere that we are still there. We are still focused on the goal. We can go to
So Dr. Sevana Kizito will be in Nambole with you tomorrow. Dr. Sevana Kizito.
Of course, Dr. Sevana Kizito is going to be there tomorrow and he will be our guest of honor.
And what are you preparing to
He's not going to come in tomorrow. Tomorrow the delegates are coming in.
Yes.
On Thursday, then Dr. Kizito will be there.
Who are you planning to replace Mao with? Because it seems you have a scheme up your sleeve.
Come again?
Who do you want to replace Mao? Because it seems you have a delicate plan to expel him.
Well, we tell the members of the Democratic Party, they will decide. We have so many members who are able to lead the Democratic Party. If we are going to put our case, our case may not be the final decision. They might have other people to consider. They may even want to consider Norbert Mao back. But of course, we shall tell them that he has failed and he cannot take us any other level. But we shall definitely leave everybody to come and compete in a free, fair, transparent exercise.
And what is the local standard? What is the legal position of the UID inside of the DP? Are you similar to the mobilizers group?
The UID is a pressure group, a good pressure group. Closely affiliated to the Democratic Party, but which is very neutral of us. It has its own constitution, it has its own executive, and the executive calls their shots. If they do something, I can't even say any other thing because that's their mandate.
What is your office? Where are your offices as you? Where are their offices as UID?
Well, no, they have an office of Johnson Street. I would encourage when you want to visit them, I think you can talk to their leaders and they will definitely tell you what they do.
And that's where
Street for no Leonard Chambers.
that's where the Democratic Party used to be.
That's where the Democratic Party used to be. Yes.
So that's why they basically they want to come and sit in that position. They want to replace the mainstream party.
Well, of course, the young people are very dynamic and militant. When they exhaust what they have, they want to come up and be right the ladder.
Right.
And we should definitely allow them to do that.
Okay.
But we should not frustrate efforts of the young people to change their leadership. In fact, I'm wondering why a Democrat should be opposed to a democratic process to change leadership in an organization.
All right. Do stay with us, Mr. Mayanja. I would like us to hear from the listeners, and I would like you to come in towards the end. Do stay with us. But perhaps before you go, how close is the UID? We know you're not a UID yourself. You gave up leadership 2006, 7 years ago. How close are they to Suvi and FOGC? Specifically Suvi. Are they close to them? How close is the UID to Suvi? Do they have a working relationship or what?
Well, I told you in the beginning that we are using all that to mobilize government forces because they want to use them. If you tell police that Besigye is on the other group, definitely the police will deal with the police. And I think you have seen today and they did getting on that. If you tell the police that, you know what, you are organizing a national conference and the president is funding it, of course they know that the police will come. But all those clinics have been there before and those clinics will fail again.
All right. Stay with us, Mr. Mayanja. Let's hear from the listeners. We'll hear from you as we wind up this program, and thank you for joining us. Do stay with us. Do stay with us. Please don't go. We'll get back to you after we hear from the callers, so you can give us your wind-up responses. This is Spectrum on radio, and you can call in now. Our number is 0414 348 111, 0312 260390, 0312 261390. Spectrum, hello. Yes, sir, your name? Yes, Benedict.
My opinion about that issue. I see that there is a flow of resources in the budget, and also advise those party members, instead of coming to the media expressing their offering, let them speak as party members and solve the problems within the party, because if they don't unite, the party will not take power, because you know, united we stand and divided we fall.
All right. Spectrum, hello. We have some messages that came in through the internet. Ronald Rock says Mao is the best and uniting candidate 2016. When I come to politics, Mao is not a street politician like some of the opposition politicians we have here. These so-called young guys fighting are just desperate, as most of them did make it to parliament and local councils. Well, incidentally, one of them is Luero woman MP Brenda Nabukenya, who once had a cake for a senior politician on his birthday. Another message from Frederick Karamaji. He says he has also accused former FDC President Dr. Kiiza Besigye for the woes DP is facing today. He's referring to Norbert Mao, I believe. Opposition parties, especially FDC Besigye, always blame the NRM and Museveni when things go wrong in their parties. Scarecrow politics. Now the chickens have come home to roost. That's from Frederick Karamaji. Another message that came in is from Tom Ebiachu. He says, my President Mao, you are losing out on your own system, but all I'm asking is how are you going to consolidate the opposition when you are causing division through insults? That's Tom Ebiachu. Another message through Facebook page, Spectrum Debate. Vincent Lubega, I think it is not right to blame Dr. Besigye for wrangles in DP. In 2016, the Conservative Party is willing to work with the opposition in order to come up with one opposition candidate, and actually we did the same in 2011, but Mao and group betrayed Ugandans. Spectrum, hello, if you have a call on the line. Hello. Yes, sir, your name?
My name is Andrew.
Yes, Andrew. Message of your radio and then talk to us clearly, Andrew. Go on.
You mentioned that the question about Mao, what is wrong? He is trying to tell us that the opposition, we are supposed to be enemies with all the parties of the NRM. Recently, horrible
Yes. Yes.
That make him a member of the NRM?
Well, I think those were national medals, perhaps.
Sorry?
Those were national medals given out by a head of state, not.
Exactly. But you see here, it's about Kizito accepting something from the head of state. So, if I'm thinking the same line of thinking, he is trying to show his that Kizito would be a member of the NRM, which is not the case. But I think they should grow up and begin to execute control politics.
All right, let's take our final call. We'll get here from Vincent Mayanja once again. Spectrum, hello. 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 Yes.
Yes,
Good evening, your name?
my name is Gracious Jambo.
Yes, dear Gracious.
I'm calling you from Machindi.
Yes.
I'm a member of the Democratic Party. And actually the same Democratic Party Kampala district. Edmund. Hello?
Yes, my friend, you're Gracious. Go on.
It is painful that rather than people are talking from a point of ignorance, I'm sorry to say that, even including leaders of the Democratic Party. Honorable Norbert Mao knows what is happening, but just pulling it on the rug. They are drunk would tell the one they told. If he's saying today they are fighting him because of his pride, why did people fight for his leadership? And nobody is saying that's not the president. But when some people are trying to destroy the
Strong words there from our leader. Let's take our final caller before we get back to Mr. Besigye. Spectrum, hello. 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 Okay, I guess at this point we'll get back to Mr. Besigye. Spectrum, hello. Manager. You've had the listeners calling in. Some people think in one way, some people think in another way. Talk to us about what your views are. But perhaps
through the calling, some of them have been really very educative, and I thank whoever has called in. But what I can assure you that recently, I can even tell you that recently President Norbert Mao posted the president of FPC in the submission to what is very important. And we all applauded him because that's what is needed now. We need all forces of reason to come together and champion one cause. We think that the president of the Democratic Party, Mr. Norbert Mao, believes in that philosophy. And that's what we are propagating. We should not run away from the responsibilities and the desires that Ugandans expect of us. We should not use excuses to justify these failures. We should just come back home, talk to his colleagues, and find out what should be done. Someone has said that united we stand and divided we shall fall. I agree entirely. We need each other. And I want to tell Honorable Norbert Mao that when the public sees you always indulging and quarreling with opposition politicians, not the ruling dictatorship, then you have lost it. Because you are engaging, don't stand for somebody who doesn't have the ball.
all right.
The one who has the ball. And the ball now is with President Museveni. Tackling Besigye, tackling Suri, tackling your opposition politicians.
You will get nothing.
Very destructive. It is not proper. It should stop. It is contemptible. It is preposterous.
Let's see how. Let me read out some questions that came in as well before we go, Vincent. This is Sarah Chobe. She says, opposition infights make the ruling party NRM strong and helping them to create more good strategies on how it will handle them come 2016. It won't be a shock that NRM wins again in 2016. What do you say to that as we go?
I didn't get you properly, unfortunately.
Sarah Chobe says,
I think it's not very good.
he says, when you fight amongst yourselves, the NRM will take another shot at the presidency and they'll win again in 2016.
That the president said NRM is going to take another shot at what?
But you're giving them a chance to win in 2016 because you're fighting among yourselves.
In fact, we are not fighting amongst ourselves. It is the NRM trying to push fighting within the opposition. And we are saying we shall not engage.
We'll have to go.
That's why you saw Norbert Mao has tried several times to deploy goals at the military borders, and we say we shall not engage them because those are not the people we must face.
We'll have to go.
That place is President John Museveni and his corrupt government, not those people they are deploying there. I know that they are trying to really
Okay.
our attention.
All right.
The real subject matter.
We have to go, Mr. Vincent Mayanja, Deputy Secretary General of the Democratic Party. Thank you for joining us on the line to replace Mr. Honorable Norbert Mao, who wasn't able to make it for the third time running. Thank you for tuning in. I've been your host, Edmund. So Spectrum will be back tomorrow. Right now, you can hear the news in the English language.
Excuse me.